Daf Chaf Chet Amud Aleph at a Mishnah that we actually know, many of us, very, very well from learning that we've already done. And here is going to be a good methodological point. There are three main points in the Mishnah, of which the Gemara will sidestep the first one because you already talked about it earlier in the Masechta. Don't forget, the way Gemara works, it's on two levels. The Mishnah is one level, and the Gemara is the commentary underneath it. So if in an earlier point, in an earlier Mishnah, toward the surface, if you will, the Torah Shabbal Peh, just using that analogy, there was already a need to draw upon something that comes later, so we've already treated it, where in the Gemara earlier on. So it's done. We don't have to deal with it again. Its headquarters was uprooted from the point of the Gemara here, Chav Chet Amud Aleph, and was already used actually on Daf Gimel. When we had this conversation, you'll understand what I'm talking about momentarily. Mishnah, page 28a. Mishahaya Rosh V'Ruba V'Sukkah, V'Shulchano B'toch HaBayit, Beit Shammai Postim to Beit Hillel Machshirin. So it's the case with the person who has a sukkah where they have to lean out of the sukkah in order to eat because the table is outside, or not necessarily that it is that way, but it could be that way. They're going to very likely dip into food, and therefore they'll stick their head out of the sukkah in order to be able to eat, and then they're not eating in the sukkah. So in this case, Beit Shammai posted Beit Hillel Machshirin. We already had this conversation on Daf Gimel. It was from this Mishnah. Amru lahem Beit Hillel Beit Shammai lo kach hayamase shehalchu ziknei Beit Shammai uvziknei Beit Hillel levaker Rabbi Yochanan ben Hachoranit umatz'uhu shehaya yoshev rosh v'ruah b'sukkah b'shulchano b'toch habayit. Isn't this the story? Beit Hillel says to Beit Shammai that we all went to go visit Rabbi Yochanan ben Hachoranit, and he had this exact configuration. V'lo amru lo davar. Nobody said anything to him. Amru lahem Beit Shammai said to Beit Hillel, Misham Raya, that's the proof? Av hema amru lo, im kein ayita noheg, lo kiyamta mitzvot sukkah miyamacha. They said, actually, the Talmidei Beit Shammai, the Academy of Shammai students who went to visit him, said to him, if this is what you do, you have never fulfilled the mitzvah of sukkah in any of your days. So this is a really strange story. Beit Shammai and Beit Hillel go to visit someone, and there's no discussion. Were they all sitting quietly in the sukkah? Sounds that way. And some of the Rishonim maintain that what transpired here is everyone went to visit this Rabbi Yochanan ben Hachoranit. They sat with him for a little while, whatever it was. And then the Beit Hillel people left, and Beit Shammai people stayed. Then later on, they said, by the way, you weren't really mekayim the mitzvah of sukkah. Others point this out as an idea that the notion of lo kiyamta mitzvah sukkah miyamacha is also very harsh language, because actually, if you are sleeping in a sukkah that does not have enough room for your table, an argument could be made that a person is mekayim the mitzvah that way. They're not eating, so not sticking their head out. It's not an inherent problem with the structure of the sukkah. It's gzeira d'Rabbanan. The language here, lo kiyamta mitzvah sukkah miyamacha, sounds like, and Tosfot will deal with this where? On Daf Gimel. That actually the Baalei Tosfot maintain that maybe what's going on here is Beit Shammai are saying the gzeira d'Rabbanan, not to build your sukkah such that it is likely that you will stick your head out of the sukkah to eat, is a gzeira which impinges upon the biblical mitzvah of sukkah, meaning you don't have a sukkah here. Ergo, if you try to sleep in such a sukkah, it's not really a sukkah. Anyway, we dealt with this already in Daf Gimel, but this is the story, and it is, by all accounts, somewhat strange. You know, what are Beit Hillel and Beit Shammai arguing about? About whether or not the story happened that way? It's like these are the people who are holding the whole Masorah in their hand. They're the carriers of the baton, but they can't remember what happened in a Maisa between them. So it must be that Beit Hillel have their position, namely they are machshir this. They think it's okay as long as you don't stick your head out. Beit Shammai say it's not good, but they didn't have an open conflict. Beit Hillel surmised that Beit Shammai was staying quiet because somehow they acquiesced to their point of view, which afterward is corrected as, no, that's not accurate. Actually, Beit Shammai very much disagreed with Beit Hillel in this case. Okay, so that's the first part of the Mishnah. We're not going to deal with it tonight. I'm just putting it in its place because that's what appears in the Mishnah, and it's not going to be dealt with in the Gemara. Let's go on in the Gemara in the Mishnah now to tonight's basic topic. Nashim va'avadim uktanim p'turim min hasukah. Women, as one group for their own reason, they're exempt. Avadim, they're exempt for their own reason. Ktanim, children, p'turim min sukkah, they're exempt from the sukkah. Katan she'enu tzarich le'imo, chayev b'sukkah. So a minute after it said that the time of p'turim min sukkah, it says, but a katan who no longer needs his mother is obligated to sit in the sukkah. Then, finally, a little story. Masa v'yalda kalato shel Shammai hazaken upichet et ha'ma'azeva v'sikach l'gabe amita b'shvil katan. The story of Shammai hazaken's daughter-in-law had a baby. It's a boy. And what did he do? He decided to open up the roof on top of the house, cut away the roof, and put a little nice schach on top so it would be over the crib, so the child would be in some way, seemingly, in a sukkah. This is very strange. There are 2 points that we're going to talk about tonight in the Gemara. One is, what exactly is the status of women and the sukkah? Why did the Mishnah have to tell us that women are exempt from the sukkah? You could have built a very cogent argument that women are in fact obligated in the sukkah. Right? Some of those arguments, by the way, made by people in this shir, unbeknownst to them, that it was coming up in the Gemara. And I was saying, wait, I think Larry made this point a few months ago now. Right? Teishvu kein taduru, remember? Teishvu kein taduru, dwell in the sukkah as you would in your house. This has halachic implications. In fact, we saw in the Shulchan Aruch that certain ways, particularly sleeping in the sukkah, la halacha, we say, if a man's wife is not going to sleep in the sukkah with him, a great case can be made. Teishvu kein taduru, he doesn't sleep in the sukkah. She's not willing to, it's too cold, so he doesn't have to. Okay, but conversely, Teishvu kein taduru, you might have argued, he's got to sit in the sukkah to eat. Doesn't she have to sit in the sukkah to eat? Follow? We dealt with this actually previously, but that's not where the Gemara goes first. The first thing the Gemara does is it asks for a source and it comes up with basically a drasha from a pasuk, which begs its own question because the way the drasha from the pasuk goes, the way the explication, interpretation of the pasuk goes, we're left with this nagging sensation that there is an inconsistency between the methodology of what we are learning from this particular pasuk versus the same methodology when applied to another pasuk that many of us on this call, in fact, know very well from our previous foray into the world of Masechet Yuma, where the same type of drasha is used for a 180-degree purpose in the opposite direction. Here's the Gemara. Here we are.
I have a question.
Oh, sorry, Philip, go.
Do you think it's by chance that the Reisha and the Seifa of the Mishnah both deal with Beit Shammai and Shammai Zaken, or are those related?
I think it is. I think it is related. I'm not sure to what extent because Beit Shammai obviously come after Shammai.
Right.
Yeah. But the idea of this little story, if you look at it in the context of the Mishnayot, go to the Mishnah before. Where is it? Chav Zayin. Where am I here? This version, do I have it? Hold on. So if you look in page 27a at the Mishnah, so it's a Mishnah that is not really connected to this theme. It's not like it's a line you could draw from one to the other. So the Beit Shammai story seems to be related to the story of what happened with Shammai HaZaken because the same person, but also because it has to do with various ways of being in a sukkah in a kosher way or a non-kosher way, depending.
Yep.
And more than that, I can't really account for it. You know?
So in conjunction with what Philip's saying, it seems like the middle part where it's in Nashim Tani Peturim Minasuka, and it goes out of its way with this little story to say, is it going against that?
Yeah.
Not that the little infant is Yichayah?
Yeah, the Gemara is going to ask this. The Gemara is going to ask this. Say, like, you made one statement where you said children are exempt. Then you said, but some children are not exempt. And then you told a story where an infant is somehow, what is that? He's obligated? You just finished saying the Ketanim are Peturim, and then you said, but some are obligated. So everyone agrees that the little infant should be potter. They don't know up from down. But Zayda Shammai comes over, and he's cutting a hole in the ceiling. What are you doing, Zaydi? The baby has to be in a sukkah. So it's a beautiful story. Beautiful. Warms my heart. So Zaydi wants to take care of the child. Should be surrounded by mitzvahs, right? I've used this in drashas and sukkahs many times. The atmospherics of mitzvahs, right? If this was a homiletic shir, we could go into all the atmospherics. It's beautiful. Be mechanech your child in mitzvahs. The child maybe had no idea, but you know who knew? Shammai HaZaken knew. I'm setting my grandchild up for mitzvah success. And I want my children, my son and my daughter-in-law, they should know how important mitzvahs are. Yeah, he's not really mekayim, but come on. Yeah, okay. Put the drushes on the side. We have to do from a halachic vantage point. It's called a masa listor. The story undermines the points that were made in the Mishnah. So it could be sometimes the Mishnah does in fact include a nice story, or there might be halachic content. We'll come back to it. We'll see if there is or there isn't. I have to keep you in suspense a little bit. Menahan Emili. How do we know? From whence do we know? Where does the Torah tell us that women are exempt from the mitzvah of sukkah? The Tana Rabbanon Ezrach ze Ezrach. However, when the Torah says ha Ezrach, that's lahotziat hanashim. When it uses the word ha Ezrach, and the pasuk here is from the 23rd chapter of Sefer Vayikra, basukot yeshvu shivat yamim, kol ha Ezrach b'Yisrael yeshvu basukot. The word Ezrach, says the Gemara, would be every Jew. But when it says ha Ezrach, that means the citizen. And who's the citizen? Oh, that's the man. That's what the Gemara says. Huh?
The one who plays the misim. Whoever pays misim.
Yeah, pays the taxes. Yeah, could be. Could be. Now, that's it. Ha-Ezrach, l'hotzi anashim. Kol, the fact that it says kol ha-Ezrach, that's l'rabot et haktanim, to include children. Amar mar, we're going to come back to that one because we didn't include children. Just finished saying you're not including children. So Amar mar, ha-Ezrach, l'hotzi anashim, l'meimra de Ezrach, bein nashim, bein gavri, mashma? Does that mean that if the Torah uses the expression Ezrach without the letter Hey, not the Ezrach, but just Ezrach, does that include women and men equally? Vatanya ha-Ezrach l'rabot et hanashim ha-Ezrachiyut shechayavot be'inui. There's another time that the word ha-Ezrach is used, and that is in Masechet Yuma, quoting from the same Sefer of the Torah, Sefer Vayikra, Perek Tet Zayin, the section about Yom Kippurim. The Torah describes V'haita lachem l'chukat olam b'chodesh hashvi'i be'asor lachodesh te'anu et nafshoteichem v'chol melacha lo ta'asu ha'ezrach v'ager agar b'tochechem. And the word ha'ezrach there means men and women. The Gemara says, wait a second. In the context of Sukkot, when it said ha-Ezrach, you want to teach me that that's a source that women are exempt? But in the context of Yom Kippurim, ha-Ezrach is that women are included? You use the same methodology inconsistently. One time was to exclude, the other time was to include. And in the latter version, by the way, it's, the fact is any woman who is a citizen no less than a man. In the world of Sukkah, not that way. It's the opposite. Like you said, Judah, who pays the taxes is the one whose name is on the mortgage, right? In the olden days, we would say the head of the household. Comes to Yom Kippurim, there's a drasha with the same word. Says, oh, that's all inclusive. One is delimiting and one is including. How could that? How could that be? How could that be? That's the Gemara's question. So we have here, Alma Ezrach Gavri Mashma. We have the idea that probably the word Ezrach only means men, but ha-Ezrach means all of the citizens. In other words, what's the point standing behind it methodologically? When you have an extra letter that on the face of it would be extraneous, the fact that it's there means that it's not there as an empty
addition.
Yeah, it includes some extra layer of meaning within it, right? Chazal presuppose omni-significance. The words of the Torah are omni-significant. Coming from a divine author such as they do, from a halachic vantage point, every letter has some kind of meaning it's trying to impart. And therefore, we just have to figure out what that is. The Chazal say to each other, yeah, but you can't be inconsistent about the rules. There are rules of interpretation. You just played fast and loose with it. In one place it was limiting, other place it was including. So the early answer from Rabbah is, Amar Rabbah, Hilchata Ninhu. The truth is, it's a halacha l'Moshe miSinai, Vasmechinu Rabbanan Akroi. But the Chachamim wanted to just attach it. You could even say, for the purpose of it being a mnemonic device. They attached it to a particular word or letter in the Torah, but it's not really learned from the letter. It was known to us. Therefore, we don't have to be consistent about it. Well, hold on, says the Gemara. Hey Krav, hey Hilchata, which of these is actually from the Pasuk? And which one is the Halacha l'Moshe miSinai? Meaning, which one of these is actually a derivation from the Pasuk itself? And which one is a received tradition from Moshe at Sinai, which means of a higher stature actually on a certain level, but it is also with strictly a mnemonic device connecting it to the text of the psukim themselves. You follow? Because now that Rabba's answer is one of these two is actually not really a derivation. It's actually Lach Moshe Sinai, but to remind people what it is, that there is some kind of Lach Moshe Sinai, even though Lach Moshe Sinai is not, the whole point of it is not derived from the Torah. It would not be known if not for the traditional component. So nonetheless, okay, there's a mnemonic device, like hang it on this letter so people will remember. Okay, well, which is which?
Well, and that would trump halacha. The Moshe Messiah would trump.
Yeah, because it's a received tradition, right? It's a received tradition that comes down the pike. Exactly.
I don't want to make this political, but I had to use
I know.
that word.
I actually stopped using that word because in speeches, I don't say it because I'm nervous. It's going to be perceived. Someone's going to have like a red flag is going to go up in someone's head, and someone's else going to say I'm voting for him or something. And as you know, I'm Canadian on these issues. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just don't Biden any problems here. Okay.
Very good. Very good. Okay, let's move on, shall we? So here we are. The Gemara now asks a question about each of these psukim, the derivation of each of the psukim, in order to ferret out which one is the real one. Let's look first at Rashi, though, to catch up a little bit. Is Rashi, really what I'm saying tonight is mostly just based on Rashi. Hopefully come some other Rishonim if we get that far, if we're lucky, on Chav Chet Amud. By the way, there will be, God willing, I'm hoping there will be a shiur next week. 9 days or not, it's still going to be a shiur. The following week, I think I have a wedding, and then I'm supposed to be out of town. So just letting you know, just sort of coming attractions.
Are there other examples? Can you hear me?
Yeah, perfectly.
Good. Are there other examples where there is an additional letter added for the purpose of a reminder of a halacha Moshe Sinai?
Yes.
Okay.
The concept of Nisuch Hamayim is itself a halacha Moshe Sinai. If you engage in some Kriya Satorah, we have some Bali Kriya on the line, so you know that when you get to the Kriya in Parashat Pinchas from just, it seems like ages ago, but it's about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. So we laid there all the korbanot for Sukkot, and when we got to the days beyond the first day, you'll find that there are some variances within an otherwise uniform text, etc. You'll find that actually you could spell out the letters Mem Yud Mem based on the extra letters. So Viniska on one of the days is Unesacheha. Which day? 6? 5? 6. 6. So Unesacheha, that's where the Yud is. One of the days earlier, maybe 2 or 3, is Viniskam with a Mem. And then there's Viniskehem.
Viniskehem.
Isn't there Viniskam also?
I don't think it's the Viniskam.
I'll take your word for it.
No,
Viniskehem.
it's only Viniskehem.
Yeah, but there's more than one. Anyway, I don't want to get too far off topic, but if you look it up, you'll see that there's a variation, and indeed the variation is meant to be like a hint that which would not be derivative from the
the last.
Fine, I take your word for it. Thank you. You answered my question.
Yeah, the last mem is Kemish Patam.
Oh yeah, that's it. Kemish Patam. So in other words, Chazal teased that out. It's like the hint. There are other examples. It's the one that comes to mind, but that's an example where that comes up. Okay, Rashi on the Gemara. Ha Ezrach, second line up in the narrow lines. Rashi before they become wide. Ha Ezrach v'ivnei Yisrael yeshu basukot. So that's the citizens. Ezrach ze Ezrach. Ihavaktiv Ezrach have a mashma kol toldot Yisrael anashim v'nashim. Why did it say ktiv ha Ezrach? So that's miyuman sheba Ezrachim, the one who is more proficient among the citizens. I'm not speaking here. Rashi didn't live 2020. In Rashi's world, who had more training, who had more education, who was out doing work, and who was stuck at home, not out there as much, not devalued, but who had less skill. So that's the Ezra. That this is a feature of Western culture. It's not a some strange thing. So that's who it was. So lahotzir anashim it's not a statement. It's not a statement about their character, Chalila, or the spiritual worth. The point is who had more of a sense of being a citizen of the world. Remember, women's suffrage only comes in the 20th century. That actually passes. Till then, the rest of human history has been different. So lahotzir anashim, l'rabba rektan, but to include children, l'kan ramin and matnita Allah. Soon there will be a question about this statement, the word kol being an expansion for ktanim based on the Mishnah itself, where it said the ktanim were peturim. Be'inu yom kippurim dichtiv ta'anu et nafshotechem v'chom lachalo tasu ha'ezrach v'hager. Alma hey l'ribuye ata. The hey is to include someone. Who's that? To include women. So Amar Rabba, this is really why I wanted you to see this one. Hilchatoninu bas mechina rabbanan akroy. Hanach train mile leka lemidrashinu letarvayu mikroy. These two words, we cannot darshan both of them directly from the psukim. Dim zuhe l'rabot, av zuhe l'rabot. If the letter hey added to a word is to be a more inclusive, then you got to be consistent. Dim zu l'ma'it, if it's to delimit. So av zu l'ma'it, then the other one should be the same as well. Ella al pi halacha shenamra l'moshe misine be'echad mehen. L'chiluf ne'amru shnei dvarim halalu zu l'chiyuv v'zu liftor. So rather, it must be a halacha that was told to Moshe at Har Sinai for one of these, and in order to be a substitution, basically. So both of these things were said. One is l'chayiv and one is liftor. V'chadaminayu labi mashmeuta el rabbanas mechinu akroi. And one of these two items is not truly intrinsically related to the drasha with the letter hey, but Chazal just made an asmachta. They attached it to something. Chada mimashmauta, v'chada asmachta ba'alma. Mimashmauta means from the meaning of the word. Unfortunately, it's ambiguous. So is ha'ezrach, the citizen, to leave out whoever is not in the category of the citizen, or is it the citizen to say anyone who is included as a citizen, men and women alike? It's ambiguous. Rashi says as much. The Gemara is saying, right? The ilu kra chilufa mashma ulamilta achriti ata, right? Because the fact that the pasuk had this extra letter hey in both cases, there's some reason why it's there. There's some other function that it has. It's not germane to the word, right? Kol ezrach would have been just as good. What's called ha-ezrach, so something else is at play. So hachi garsin and hai kra v'hai hilchata tu lamali kra lamali hilchata hai kra heminami mashmauta. From these two psukim, which one is actually a derivation? The hai lavi mashmauta the kra the ilu kra chilufa mashma ella mehilchata hu the itmar. It's really again a substitution. It's really something we learn as a halacha. But two, and further, lamali kra lamali hilchata lo besukka liftor v'lo be'inu lechiyuv. Right? Why do I need? Is the other part of this question? There's two parts to this question. One is which one of these two is truly a derivation from the pasuk. The other one is, why do I need derivations from psukim at all for either of these? When we have basic principles of halacha that should either include or exclude women from the mitzvah scope inherently. Look back with me now into the Gemara. In the Gemara, I'm 4 lines up from the bottom, halfway across the line. Can you give me one more minute?
Yeah.
Okay. Hey krav, hey hilchata. Which one is the pasuk and which one is the halach min halach l'mosh misinai? V'tu and further, kra lamali hilchata lamali. Why do we need a pasuk? Why do we need halach l'mosh misinai? Hasukka mitzvah seisha zman grama. V'chol mitzvah seisha zman grama nashim peturot. Automatically, women are exempt from a mitzvah seisha zman grama. Can you sit in the sukkah 2 weeks after Sukkot? No. So it's time limited mitzvah. So why would you even think women are going to be obligated that they need either a derivation from a pasuk or they need a halach l'mosh misinai in order to exempt them? Haggadah box says v'yom kippurim, and with regard to Yom Kippurim, we know 100% women are already obligated. You know how we know? Midarav hu Yehuda Amarav nafka. We learned it from the limud of Yehuda Amarav. The Amarav Yehuda Amarav v'chein Tana debei Rabbi Yishmael Amar Kra. The pasuk says Sefer Bamidbar Perek Hey Parshat Naso Ish or Isha, a man or a woman. And specifically, what does it say in that context? What's that context being referenced here? This is the reference of if a man or a woman will do something sinful, they'll make some kind of trespass happen, and there will be guilt that is accorded to this nefesh. It's the parsha of the gozel, the parsha of the person's nishba al sheker. So from ish or isha, the fact that ish or isha in that pasuk, we learn that a man and a woman are equal, that's the next page, Hishra katuv top of Chav Chet Amid Bet. Hishra katuv isha leish l'chol onshin shebatorah. That's already a given in the problem. And isn't there an isur to eat on Yom Kippurim? An isur karet, in fact? We don't need a separate derivation to tell us that women are obligated to fast on Yom Kippur. It's fairly obvious. Never mind the wordplay of ezrach ha-ezrach. We knew that already as a principle. Anytime there's a isur on something, so then women are just as obligated as men are.
So
Not required.
are they saying without this pasuk that a woman would not be violating any lotases, or like wouldn't be punished like a man?
No, yeah, this pasuk is the source that women and men are equal when it comes to any prohibition in the Torah in terms of punishments.
Wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah, and therefore they have equal responsibility to uphold the mitzvahs of the Torah. When it's a positive mitzvah, women are exempt when it's time bound. When it's a prohibition, women are equally obligated to men to uphold it. As an example, on Shabbos, why are women equally obligated to men in Kiddush? Because we have a principle in halacha, kol sheyeshnu b'shmira yeshnu b'schira. Anyone who is obligated to guard Shabbos, meaning to observe Shabbos, keep Shabbos, in terms of the lotase aspects, is equally obligated, therefore, in the positive aspects. And that derivation is the same type of derivation that we have for eating matzah on Pesach. Women are obligated to eat matzah on Pesach. There's a time limit. So anyone who has the isser of bal yira, bal yimatzah, they're not allowed to have it in their possession, not allowed to eat chametz, bal teachil, in fact, not allowed to eat chametz. So too, the positive affirmatives for to eat matzah. The two are two halves of the two sides of the same coin. Here, a general principle: women are obligated in all the prohibitions of the Torah and on the line for just the same punishment as men are. It's not a two-tiered system. Women are just as obligated. So happens there's a license when it comes to mitzvahs such as man gramatz. In fact, the machloket rishonim, can women have a fulfillment of the mitzvah such as man grama? The Ashkenazi poskim hold yes. The Sephardi poskim hold not so clear at all. Yeah. L'may nafkamina, the women recite the Birchat Torah. According to Ashkenazi poskim, they do. The Sephardi poskim do not think that women say the Birchat Torah. Okay.
The Sephardim don't have women recite brachas on any mitzvah. That they don't have.
An example, it's daily, but yeah, anything that's time bound, correct?
Yeah, they don't say leishev basukah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Rabbi.
Yeah.
One thing that might not be significant. There's another difference between the pasuk of Ha'ezrach in Sukkah and the pasuk of Ha'ezrach in Yom Kippur. That in Sukkah it says Kol Ha'ezrach, and the Talmud already learns ribui from Kol. Therefore, Ha is redundant. They already learned the ribui from the Kol. And in Yom Kippur, it doesn't have the Kol before it. So the Hey is for the ribui.
Now, the ribui on Kol is not for women, it's for ketanim.
Right. That's true.
True.
That's true. But your point is well taken. The very fact that the word kol is missing, when the word kol is there, so that's already some kind of a ribui, which makes the hey on the face of it redundant.
Right.
Of course, you could have said kol Ezrach b'Yisrael. So ha Ezrach, that's the redundancy.
Right.
Yeah,
so therefore, the hey makes it like the special Ezrach, like the Talmud says. So the kol is the ribui, and the hey is the special one. I don't know, but I don't know if that means anything.
Let's learn a little further because it's going to bring us back to Chaf Zayin Amud Bet, where we actually had some of these derivations were already taking place with between Rabbi Eliezer and the Chachamim. If you look in the middle of 27b, Chaf Zayin Amud Bet, you'll see the Chtiv Kol Ezrach B'Yisrael Yishuv Basukot Malam Shkol Yisrael Ru'im Leishem B'Sukkah Achat. Right? What do they learn from this? They learn from that. L'meute Gezula V'Shula Chtiv Kol Ezrach. The big discussion there, but it could be. It could be. But here the Gemara is asking against Rabbah, why do we need a derivation at all to show that women are obligated to fast on Yom Kippur? Or why do we need halacha Moshe Sinai? We already have a principle in halacha that men and women are equal for any onshin Shabbat. Women are obligated to fast on Yom Kippur the same as men are. Because if you don't fast, you get an Isser Karet. Therefore, women are subject to that Isser Karet also if they don't fast. So they equally obligated. So Abai has another idea. Okay, now two questions have been marshaled, right? Number one, when it comes to the sukkah, mitzvah says just man grama. We don't need to learn the derivations there anyway. The general principle that covers it. Yom Kippur, general principle that covers it. Why did anyone suggest either a pasuk or a derivation? Excuse me, Allah or a derivation, a drasha. That gesture is itself useless. I'm going to buy as another idea, different than Rabbah, because these are good questions against Rabbah. I'm going to buy la'olam sukkah hilchata. Really, the Allah Moshe Sinai is from the world in the world of sukkah. V'yitzterich, we need it. Why? Salkadaitach amina teishvu kein taduru. Madira ish v'ishto av sukkah ish v'ishto. Kamash malan. Absent that, Allah Moshe Sinai would have made a very sound case. Since there's a halacha that we have teishvu kein taduru, the man has to sit in the sukkah. You know who else has to sit in the sukkah and just obligated to sit in the sukkah? His wife. Ergo, halach l'moshe misinis is Abaye, that women are not obligated in the sukkah. Because you might have said, yeah, it's true. Mitzvah is man grama, she's exempt. But he has to be in the sukkah and he has to live like he normally does. So she's a prop in his mitzvah. Therefore, she's also going to be obligated in the mitzvah. No, therefore, especially Moshe Misinai, she is not obligated to sit in the sukkah. Kamash malan, right? Rava Amar, Itzterich, we need it. Why? Salkadaita chamina yalad chamisha asa mechag hamatzot. Malahala nashim chayavot. Afkan nashim chayavot kamash malan. We're back to our old, what I call the bridge. The Gzeira Shava Tedvav. 15th night of Nisan, women are obligated to eat matzah. So how come 15th of Nisan, women are not obligated to sit in the sukkah? You'll tell me because there's no prohibition against eating out of the sukkah. That's true. But that bridge, we learn so much from that bridge. 15:15. Can't start the meal till it's night outside, just like eating matzah. So maybe just like eating matzah is on the whole family, you could have heard, says Rava, someone claiming, oh, just as on the night of the 15th of Nisan, men and women are both obligated, so too, the bridge goes to the world of Sukkot. And you know what else goes across the bridge? This idea that women are equal obligated to men to eat in the sukkah. Comes Allah Moshe Sinai and tells you, that's actually not the case. So you have here Abaye and Rava both trying to answer for the questions that are marshaled against Rabbah. It doesn't stop there, of course. So if you have the idea that the sukkah is actually Allah Moshe Sinai, so then why do I need a pasuk altogether? What exactly does the pasuk add to the story? Meaning, I have a pasuk, ha-ezrach with the hay. What is that going to come to teach us? I have Allah Moshe Sinai already to tell me women are exempt, right, from the sukkah. So what's that hay for now? Still hanging around, right? So l'rabba gerim. It's in order to include those who are citizens and new citizens because they are newcomers, i.e., the gerim, people who convert to Judaism. Salka daita chamina ha-ezrach bi-Yisrael amarachman of Lord gerim kamash malan. You might have thought the fact that it says ezrach bi-Yisrael, that it means to say only those who are born Jewish. Ha-ezrach kamash malan includes everybody, including people who join the Jewish people. Yom Kippurim. I got about 4 minutes left because people are going to Mincha and have to leave. So it's in a bridge shear. I'm sorry. We'll have to maybe make it earlier next week or something. Ezra, where am I? Yom Kippurim. Midarav Yehuda Amarav Nafka. Right? Now back to that problem. We already have that principle also that women are equally obligated to men in fasting. Lo nitzcha el tosefet inui. What's it for? Why do I need that hay? It's to tell me that women are also obligated equally to men in the tosefet, the additional inui aspect. Remember that the Torah says specifically that you should fast on the 10th and not fast on the 9th. However, the Torah then goes on to say that ba'erev, in the evening, you should be fasting. And we have this derivation that teaches us that both on the way into Yom Kippurim and on the way out of Yom Kippurim, you have to add a little bit to the day. That's why we try to be makbid, let's say at Kol Nidre, that the Shechiyanu recited by the Shteach Tzibor during Kol Nidre should still be before sunset. so that when everyone says a Shachiyanu, answer Amen, they accepted the fast upon themselves before the onset of the day itself. Truth to tell, if a person came to Kol Nidra, they look at their watch, it's running late, they're not going to make it in time. You just say under your breath, I hereby accept upon myself the fast of Yom Kippurim and the Inuya Yom Kippurim. Done. That's the Tosefet. Where's Tosefet in the end? So when we finish Yom Kippur, typically, even though we say it's like the Havdalah time, we're adding a few seconds. That's what it means. Tosefet Inuy. You might have thought, Sakadai Chamina, Hoyel Umiyet Rachmanel Tosefet Inuy Me Onesh Me'azara Lo Nitchayvu Nashim Klal Kamash Malan. You might have thought the fact that the Torah minimizes the issue of Tosefet, the Tosefet Inuy, from aspects of Onesh that would fall upon a person. It's an obligation, but it's not the same. It's not a punishment if you didn't do it, as it would be during Yom Kippur itself. You might have thought, therefore, women are also not obligated in this element of Inuy. So therefore, no, the women are also obligated to do Inuy as well. Kamash Malan, the letter Hey, is actually an expansion on the word Ezrach, meaning that women are also obligated on the issue of Tosefet Inuy. And the pasuk itself that we read before together is actually regarding the idea of having some kind of additional aspect of Inuy that stretches beyond Mimosif Michol ala Kodesh, to add something from the time of the weekdays is overtaken by a time period of Kodesh. Namely, we add a little bit of Yom Kippur to the day before and a little bit on the way out as well.
If women are obligated to the other aspects of Yom Kippur, why would you think that the additional Inuyim or the Tosefet, they would not be included?
Okay, great question. Because the pasuk that was marshaled at the top of this page by Rav Yehuda Amarav was a principle that men and women are equally obligated in the punishments of any prohibition. So now, once we expand the prohibition's time frame,
Isn't it allowed
today to include a little before, a little after, and we say the expansion component, Tosefet before Yom Kippur, Tosefet after, is not subject to the onesh of karet. So maybe women are not obligated in Tosefet Inuy, because there's no punishment involved. If there's no punishment, and the women are not equally obligated in the punishment, there's no punishment to speak of, maybe women
It's not an Isur. The Tosefet is not an Isur.
Right. It's a positive, an affirmative mitzvah. It's called an Isur Aseh. Means add of Inuy. Add Inuy.
And it's not a Lavanitak Baseh.
No.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. We never got to chinuch. We never got to talk about chinuch. We're now at 7:55, and whoever wants to go to shul, I don't
Next
know
week.
what we do. Thank you. I hope everyone enjoyed. Hope we learned something.
Wow.
I forgot the Tosfot. We'll learn next week. Let's say for now.
Start earlier.
Pardon?
Start a little earlier next
Yeah,
week?
we might just let's say we're going to start at 7.
Okay.
Okay, and then by common consent. I know. I'm sorry, Philip. I know it's a bit early, but afterward it's like then 8. Then it's going to start 8:45, almost 9. So people already, I'm not sure they can hold cup. I'd rather be clearer. And after that, again, we'll probably be on hiatus for a little while, as it is. You'll have to pick it up, Philippe, from Eretz Yisrael. I don't know how you're going to do that in the middle of the night.
Ezrat Hashem.
Ezrat Hashem.
Thank you.
Good night, everyone. Kol Tuv.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for joining.
Thank
See
you.
you. Zai gebenched. All the best. Nice to